Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has is 5 phase, Ishana Murti has is 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading, and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measured, measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati for the power of materialization. Now let's go to the powerful cognition from the satsang and Bhagavad Gita decoded. Krishna talks about how we choose anything in our life, including our birth, when and where we are born, and whom we choose as our parents. This truth may seem difficult for most of us to believe. Our birth is not just any accident, it is an incident, and we are the ones who choose all the details about this incident. We must understand that it is only we who program and design everything and everybody in our life, including our parents, environment. Our choice of next body is based on the way we have lived our life in this body. We go into the birth death cycle, we go and come back again, taking a new body. This phenomenon happens again and again. Whatever we choose at the moment of death will become reality in the next birth. You will be, some people think that they can manage if they remind themselves to think of the divine at the last second of their life. But that will never happen unless we make that a habit throughout our life. If we keep chanting Coca-Cola our whole life, we cannot and will not think of Rama or Krishna during our last moments. How we live our life will decide the quality of our death as well. Bhagavan clearly says, we go into the birth death cycle, we go and come back again and again. Taking a new body, this phenomena happens again and again. Whatever we choose at the moment of death will become reality. In the next birth, you will be that. Some people think that they can manage in the last moment, they'll remind, and in the last moment they can think of divine at the last second of their life, but it will never happen unless we live the whole life. We have a habit throughout our life and keep in chanting Coca-Cola, then whole life we cannot think of Rama or Krishna during the last moment. How we will live our life will decide the quality of our death as well. Such a powerful cognition that Bhagavan has given. With that, let's go to the Shastra Pramana.
Taken from the Spanda Karika, section 3 of Vibhuti Spanda, Sutra 3.4 and 3.5. Yatha hi arto sputo drishta savadhane pichetasi bhuyah sputataro bhati swabaloddhyoga bhavitaha तथा यत्परमार्थेन येन यत्र यथा स्थितं तत्तथा बलमाक्रम्य न चिरात् सम्प्रवर्तते.
So beautiful. Bhagwan here talks about in Skanda Karika, section 3, Vibhuti Spanda, Sutra 3.4, 3.5. He says, indeed, Bhagavan Parameshwara says, indeed, just as an object which is in spite of all that attentiveness of the mind is perceived and seen indistinctively at first, then appears and manifests more distinctively and clearly when observed with the strength of one's visual power. Here, Bhagavan is talking about how we live, how we will live intensely in this life, in whatever we are doing, instead of the casual Coca-Cola life. If we live with awareness intensely, in the depth opens up the time and space. More and more, the length overflows into the breath, verbalization, visualization, and the depth, the cognition, the power of cognition opens up when integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and that power of feeling and enriching, the power of living opens up, and simply we manifest the highest reality. Bhagavan beautifully says, what we live, where we live, how we live, all that matters for us to live in a great place, for us to die in a beautiful way. Even the dust, ashes, the direction it flies, Bhagavan says, decides the sannyas, how they lived as brahmachari. So, such profound way we need to exist for us to even leave the body should be so graceful and so beautiful. It is not, otherwise, it is going to be a torture, a hell for what all we did, of how long they are bedridden, into surgeries, into all the miseries, especially in the old age when you're begging for the freedom and not to get tortured. You're into all the miseries, attachment issues, wealth issues, and health issues. All of them start coming up in the end because we did not live the intense life when we were given a chance. When we live an intense life and surrender every moment to Paramashiva is the only strength, again and again reiterating, then the death will be with Paramashiva, who is going to make us enlightened. Again and again, Bhagavan says so beautifully, how we live matters, where we live matters, the Vata Varna. If the Satsanga is there, even the demons, even the birds and animals, everything can get enlightenment. Such a beautiful space is the enlightened space. All these ecosystem, Kailasha ecosystem, enlightened ecosystem that Bhagavan is creating for us to live the ultimate and intensely doing yoga, intensely doing the puja with all the details, all the authenticity that we need to start developing, which brings the more and more awareness in us, more and more awareness and responsibility opens the next dimension for us to realize the higher reality. Only if we are intense, we are living in the now. If you are incomplete, you are always living in the past or future, in the worry, which does not exist. Only when we are intense, we live in the present, which is going to make us more and more into the higher reality. When Bhagavan says the will persistence happen when we are in high in awareness how we exist. If we are in low conscious space, then the next birth will be based on that. We'll again and again be born as cockroaches, lizards, snakes, who are beaten and killed again and again, the mosquitoes, all kinds of things till we beg for a human birth. And then we get a human birth. If we live intense, we start getting into higher. Even a little is practiced, even one item is practiced. Bhagavan says we can get something, the great moksha, because it has the strength, power of the strength of the seeking or practicing even the small thing, ajaba jaba, and clutching anything which will make us ultimate. Bhagavan says, even do a 1 minute puja, 1 minute yoga, but be intense, which will simply break open your higher reality and make you manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Now, with this beautiful, powerful cognition, let's move to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana, materialization, manifestation of crystal. Here, one devotees were seated in the afternoon on a lower porch in the Sai hall. It was hot afternoon. A few of the devotees were around Swami, and seated in the hall were thousands. Suddenly, in the middle of a casual conversation, Swami materialized a fig fruit in full view of the huge gathering. He then passed the fig around to the devotee. When they received it, they found it was cold, as if it had been taken out of a deep fridge. Later, Swami made it into pieces and distributed the fruit. This is from the volume 4, Ish God the Avatar and the Intellect, Jan 2006, under section A Cold Fig on a Hot Afternoon by Swami Baba. So here Avatar Baba, he has manifested the fig fruit so beautifully for all his devotees. Now we'll go to the Apta Pramana. Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana are the Leelas of Bhagwan. Here he is talking about awakening of the Kundalini to materialize the powers of the materialization, awaken the power of materialization.
The unique relationship between the state of responsibility and your reality, and the Kundalini's involvement in this whole. Kundalini is the huge possibility residing in you, like a seed, a small banyan tree seed is the huge tree in the form of possibility. Same way, you are God in the form of possibility. You are the seed for God in the form of possibility. How? The banyan seed is possibility for banyan tree. You are possibility for God Himself. Integrity means aligning your thinking with what you want. Integrity clears the path for Kundalini to travel. Authenticity awakens it. Every time you raise yourself to the peak of inner image and outer image, and others' image, the Kundalini is raised. That quantity which is required is raised. Today morning you feel tired, you want to sleep in the satsang. When you say, no, I am going to listen, internalize, live. The moment you make the decision, a part of your Kundalini is awakened. Each decision you make with authenticity, your Kundalini is awakened. Each time you coil, shrink and lie down, your Kundalini is falling, reducing. A few days before, one sannyasi came to my meeting very late. I asked him what? He said fever. I know it's a lie. He started dropping from authenticity. He started destroying himself. Energy suicide started happening in him. Only then the disease. Inauthenticity is energy suicide. Listen. Whenever you make decision based on authenticity, your body and mind is immediately supplied the Kundalini energy required to fulfill your authentic decision. When you take the responsibility, the Kundalini energy is infused into the world. World starts cooperating with you, listening to you. When you start enriching, whole universe follows you. आज में कुंडलिनी शक्ति द्वारा आप आपके इच्छा अनुसार वास्तविकता का fantasies will disappear, fears will disappear, worry will disappear, attention need will disappear, jealousy will disappear, ego will disappear, discontentment will disappear. Just integrity will open all the 7 chakras for the Kundalini to flow. Integrity will clear the path. Authenticity will awaken the Kundalini energy. Responsibility will send the awakened energy which is in you into the world, so that world will listen to you. With enriching, world just follows you. Not only listening to you, just follows you. जब आप संपूर्ति में जीने लगते हैं, लगातार आप अपनी सोचधारा को संरेखित करने लगते हैं, तब आपकी कुंडलिनी शक्ति की प्रवाह का मार्ग का निर्माण होता है. These 4 dharma principles, integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching, is the best, amazing way of starting, awakening your Kundalini energy. Most safest method to start your Kundalini energy. Without integrity, if you awaken your Kundalini energy, you may become powerful, you may not be intelligent. Without authenticity, just with integrity, you may be intelligent, you may not be powerful. With integrity, authenticity, responsibility and enriching, life is such power. Yak char dharm aivam siddhant, to make what you want as reality and enriching. Just whatever you are becomes reality. Whether you want anything in the outer world, whether you want to make your dreams into reality, or you want to realize your reality itself is a dream. For both, your Kundalini needs to be awakened. Whether you want to make your dreams into reality or realize what you see as reality itself is a dream, for both purpose, your Kundalini needs to be awakened. जब आप संपूर्ति एवं श्रद्धा में रहते हैं,
So amazing. Bhagavan spoke about the Kundalini and 4 tattvas. And let's move to the Shakshi Pramana. Here, Bhagavan is giving us how we can raise the Kundalini by living integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching the life, contributing to life. Bhagavan beautifully says, at a small age, he used to make chocolates for his friends, classmates, and how he used to start making, if somebody did not do homework, tell the teacher will get diarrhea and he will not come for the school, and all kinds of things. And after that, the great Siddha Purusha in Tiruvannamalai, he made me realize, Bhagavan says, that you should not use the Kundalini Shakti, the Ashtamaha Siddhi, for causing even small things. Then by 17, I stopped used only very rarely, and when it required, and 22, I surrendered everything completely to the cosmos. Such amazing possibility. He only wants to manifest Paramashiva, and his life is itself manifestation of the highest reality. Now with that, let's go to the Shakshi Pramana. Shakshi Pramana of the initiated disciple by Bhagavan doing the demonstration and manifesting the power of sugar crystal.
India, Paddhati, and I am a participant in Paramashivoham, which is the most extraordinary program I've ever been to, and I'll film more videos about it, but this one is specifically about my experience of materialization, how Swamiji blessed me with materialization of a sugar crystal in my hand. And many of you have probably seen the picture that I posted on Facebook and are very eager to know how it happened. And the best part about this whole story is that I didn't do anything. I didn't even have the thought of materialization in my hand, like, oh, let me materialize, please, Swamiji. Nothing like that. Actually, Swamiji had just initiated us into the power of 360 vision. So we were holding a phone behind our partner's head with an image and chanting the Mahavakya. Oops. And the partner had to really see that picture being shown behind his head and write down the words or images. And so I was there, I was a bit in pain, like my back was a bit in pain, so I was leaning a bit on the left side, my left hand was on my left thigh. I was chanting the Mahavakya, but actually now that I think back, there was one thing, it's not something I was doing, but I was in a particular state. Earlier that day, we went on the stage in front of Swamiji to receive blessings, and when I went there, I had such oh my god, such a playfulness, such a joy to be in front of him, and I had this facial expression, and I just smiled at the screen, and when he looked at me, he smiled back, and he blessed like this, and my space was so joyful, and I was holding the phone, being in that space of feeling so cared for and so protected. And the round lasted for about 3 minutes. And when the round was over, kind of came back, and I started feeling something. It was in my hand, actually, on this finger right here. And I'll do my best to show it to you. And it was very big too, so beautiful. Okay, you can see it. A beautiful sugar crystal, and Mahayoga confirmed that it was a sugar crystal, and then I licked it because I wanted to know what it tasted like. And it was sweet, but not like the sweetness that you get from regular sugar. It actually, as soon as the tip of my tongue touched it, it became electrified. There was some electricity happening, and the tip of my tongue was vibrating for the whole day after that. Okay, so this was just one of my experiences. It was so beautiful.
Such amazing experience of the initiated disciple devotees, such profound when she says how she feels so connected in oneness with Swamiji, that Swamiji himself manifested the ultimate space for her, and such a beautiful sugar crystal that she was able to taste the crystal also.
We will now begin the Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific studies measuring the effects of being in enlightenment state. Teleportation involves dismantling an object using an energy which is deeper than the mind, transporting it through the air and assembling it again. The most significant phenomena that happens during teleportation is not the size or material of the object or the distance to which it is teleported. It is this: the whole space vibrates in the same frequency in which the teleportation happens. If A is the teleporter, B is the teleported object, and C is the space where it happens, B and C need to vibrate in the same frequency as A. For example, when teleportation happens in your hand or in your presence, your very mind and body raise their frequency to receive it. The object being teleported itself does not matter much. It may be just a little vibhuti, sacred ash, or kumkum, vermilion, or it may be a diamond, or it may be sacred Rudaraksha bead, or it may be a pebble. But in the vibration of the teleportation is something extraordinary. That is the benefit for humanity. Reference from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 214. On 6th of September 2011, 3 different studies were conducted. During a 4-hour session in which His Divine Holiness Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam materialized a variety of objects through this individual, including sacred ash and precious stones. The studies were: whole body baseline CT scan of the subject. Baseline whole body CT scans proved the absence of any hidden objects in the whole body and vicinity of the subject. After the energy transfer from His Divine Holiness Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam to the subject, a repeat scan clearly shows the sudden appearance of the radio-opaque foreign body in the oral cavity without any delay or repositioning. The recording of the spiral CT after materialization revealed the presence of materialized objects, both in section and 3D format. The Science of Miracles, Avatar Shastra. On 6th of September, year 2011, location Paddhati. In one afternoon session, less than 4 hours, His Divine Holiness Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam manifested a series of more than 108 exquisite handheld artifacts through his Divya Sariri energy channel, Manitya Mahayogananda. They included a wide range of sacred objects with varying molecular structures, from onyx and crystal to rose quartz, ruby and jade, indicating a consummate command of the science of teleportation. Some items are raw stones, while others have been polished, and the most beautiful and wondrous of all are perfectly carved miniature murtis, or religious statuary. All this sprang effortlessly from the divine visualization space of His Divine Holiness Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Power, Materialization. Power 6. Manifesting sugar crystal candy, banyan tree seeds, or honey within palm. Setting up. Before entering into the power manifestation process, please ensure to have the following with you. Number 1, a camera with timestamp. Number 2, Jnana for you. Number 3, a quiet space you enjoy to sit in silence. Now please take a few moments to set up your camera. Step number 1, download timestamp app. Step number 2, click on video. Step number 3, ensure that time is shown on screen. Step number 4, make sure the camera is facing you. Please take a few minutes to set it up. Guidelines. Number 1, start. Ask your partner to video record the materialization. Number 2, put Jnana if you have on your third eye. If you do not have Jnana, skip this step. Number 3, wash your hands and dry them. Number 4, sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line and your hands in front of your heart in Anjali Mudra, prayer gesture. Number 5, Gently but continuously focus your awareness on your third eye and visualize Paramashiva in the form you cherish the most. Number 6. Immerse into the feeling of love and gratitude you have for him. Number 7. Request Paramashiva to materialize sugar crystal candy, banyan tree seeds, or honey in your palm. Have zero expectation. Just enjoy the space of oneness with him. Number 8. Sit for 21 minutes in a space of complete unclutching, zero thought, while you are continuously chanting the Mahavakya. Number 9. Materialize. Let us now listen to the spiritual instructions.
Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually, our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shaktipada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched, by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. You need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving. For all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password. And it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency
and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you'll be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye man in all our third eye. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nityananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process. Please ensure to thoroughly verify the following. Number 1. Verify that the time and date stamp appear on your video. Number 2. Verify that your video has a wide-angle, horizontal view and that your palms are in clear full view. Number 3. Verify that you have not edited your video in any way and that the camera has not moved. Number 4. Verify that your video recording is continuous, without stopping and restarting during the manifestation process. Number 5. Verify by bringing your hands close to the camera and focusing on the sugar crystal candy, banyan tree seeds, and honey that they have materialized on your palm on their own. Now that the verification process is complete, the next instructions will show you how to upload and share your video. Thank you so much for your participation.
We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world
continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity, Bhagavan says. The quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham